The Secrets of Star Wars is brought to you by the Star Quest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
I am Emily Swallow, also known as the Armorer on The Mandalorian. And I'm just giving a little shout out to the Secrets of Star Wars podcast because this is the way.
You're listening to The Secrets of Star Wars.
Hello there.
It's a power that Jedi have that lets them control people and make things float.
Impressive. Every word in that sentence was wrong.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
It's against my programming to impersonate a deity.
That's not how the Force works.
Force is with me, and I am with the Force, and I fear nothing.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Hello, everyone. My name's Thomas Sanjurjo, and you are listening to The Secrets of Star Wars, where we discuss the deeper themes and meaning of our favorite galaxy far, far away. And today we're going to be continuing our RPG exploration of the Star Wars universe. So we're going to expand the story a little more from our own perspective inside of the Star Wars universe. And so I'm really excited, looking forward to doing a second round of this because we left the last one with a cliffhanger. So I'm Thomas Sanjurjo, and with me today our Father Andrew. Hi, Father.
Hello, or Jet, as I will be known here shortly.
There you go. Andrew Hermiz is joining me again. Hi, Andrew.
Sue Staba here.
Glad to be here. And Mike Creavey. Hi, Mike.
It's me, Kig.
Welcome, Kig. And also joining us this week, we got Angela back. So hi, Angela. Welcome to the RPG.
It's good to be here. And I'm not the Bendu this week.
Who are you?
Who are you? Well, I'll let you introduce yourself once we get started with the game. So we'll go into that just a little bit before we have you introduce who your character is. So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and put this out there because I think we're going to get into the mix of things, and I don't want to miss it. So I would like to thank our patrons for this week, and they are Matthew G., Mark W., Debbie L., Jeffrey K., and Ann H. And we appreciate all of the support that you offer to SQPN. If you are not a supporter, definitely go check us out on Patreon and support all the shows that we do here at SQPN, which are much broader than just the nerdiness of Star Wars, but we are excited to be doing this one for you guys. So today we're gonna pick up where we left off last time with the story of Jet and and Kig and the whole travels to pick up Mon Mothma at the behest. Oh my gosh, I totally blanked on his name. There we go, Bail Organa. Thank you. So we're going to pick up on this now. If you missed last episode, I encourage you go listen to that episode first because it was a really cool story, and you're going to be totally lost if you try and just listen from here. So it's a couple episodes ago. It's before our fatherhood episode. Now this episode, we have currently left the crew stuck in the tractor beams above the planet, and they were trying to escape. They passed by one of the Star Destroyers in an attempt to just fly casually off and get to a safe hyperspace distance, and they were unsuccessful in convincing the Imperials that that's what they were going to be able to do. So we are now back to this moment where they are stuck in the tractor beams, and they have to figure out now what they're going to do to get themselves out. Now, Sue, for his part, is in a separate ship and actually has a code ready to go and just hyperspace out of there if he wants to. And we'll see how that goes, because I don't know if this group has created enough of a bond yet for him to stick around while they get sucked into this tractor beam. But
I will laugh so hard if we haven't.
We'll see.
It just goes.
But and we have to remember, they got you to the planet to be able to get your ship back. So this is kind of a this is a nice turn of events for you. But again, what do you owe them? And you have your ship. So here we go. And we also have to see how will Angela's character be added to the mix. So right now, the Iron Jay is being pulled into the Star Destroyer, and the Star Destroyer, for its part, is silent. They have gone completely silent on the comms because they're not really interested in hearing what you have to say. But Mon Mothma is nervous, and so she looks at you, Jet, and she says, "I know this doesn't seem too bad at the moment, but I am very concerned that if they find me here, many more people than myself will be put in danger. So I hope you have a way to hide me."
I'm not a smuggling ship, though.
You have any smuggling panels?
You're not, but you were given some smuggling items by Bail Organa's group. You have those crates still on the ship that are marked with flammable material. So, you know.
Well, the natural response would be to have her go hide in those crates. But I mean, that's not going to really hide her if they board the ship and do a search.
Possible. It's better than nothing.
Well, okay. Well, Mon Mothma, how do you feel about going into the crates in the cargo hold? That's not something that we have to roll for. That's just something that we should do this. Okay.
Yeah, there's no reason. I'll give you one of my favorite principles of this game is if there's no reason to roll, just say yes.
Say yes.
In this case, yep. Yes.
She says something like, "It's not a garbage chute." So,
yes, could pretty much exactly that, actually. It could be worse. How big are these crates? She wonders. So there's not really much you can do in the cockpit right now. So you all head towards the cargo hold, and when you enter the cargo hold, the lights come on. And as you're beginning to try and pick which one of the crates you're going to seal her in, you hear a noise coming from one of the other ones.
Wow, that's interesting.
Huh.
Kig, do you have any? You want to go check that out for me?
Don't look at me. I'm not hiding anything in here.
You're my helmsman.
Yeah. I head on over. Okay. Yeah, I'll go check it out.
All right. So Kig, you head over and you kind of trace the sound down. And you notice that these crates are not large. Like fitting Mon Mothma in one of them is going to be okay just because she's a small-ish human being. Okay. So, Kig, for you, they're probably not bad, but for Jet, they're not going to be comfortable. And
for those who don't know, I'm about 4'9". Right. We guessed. So
yeah. And you're not a very big figure.
So, yeah.
No.
And so. Yeah, you hear some noises, some muffled noises coming from inside of the crate, and figure out that you can just pop it open very easily. What do you do?
I pop it open quite easily, just because I'm too curious to just not see what's in this thing.
Don't worry.
We're just no fear here.
No fear.
Well, I mean, we just came from
being tractor beamed in, right? Yeah,
and like I mean, even the on the planet surface, there was Imperials there, but the Imperials wouldn't be hiding in a box,
right?
And I think my attitude at this point is like, look, we've got enough problems on our hands. Like this, what is this? You know.
Well, Kig, you pop the crate open, and out pops Kig. Like a slightly larger version of you.
Oh. See, now I'm scared. Drinking was one of my character's skills.
Drinking was one of my characters. No, that's kind of meta.
But exactly what you do, this creature that is you begins doing the same thing. So, Angela, I'm going to let you at this point introduce your character before we move on with the story.
All right. Well, my name is Paku J. Lee. I am a changeling, a Claudite from Zolan. I'm 22. So I'm young, but I'm not here to please everybody who just wants to take advantage of my clawed abilities. The Empire is just a part of life for me. I've had a rough life, been enslaved once, but now I've been on the job as a sentry on Sullust. Got my freedom back. The thing is, being a sentry on Sullust isn't all that interesting. And, I kind of saw this group of people doing something, and I thought, hey, let's check it out.
All right. So, Paku is a Clawdite. Now, a Clawdite, for anyone who's not initiated into the Star Wars lore, is a changeling. This is a character or a creature that can change their shape to fit any form. And so that's why currently this does not look like a Clawdite, but like a very particular Bothan that they are being confronted with. All right. So what does Kig do in this situation?
Well, I was just looking at my instincts list here, and my 3rd out of 3 instincts is a strong tendency towards suspicion. And I know it's not me, so I think I would start asking some questions, like, what is going on? Who are you? Something along those lines. And you're saying she's taller than me, but it's like, looks just like me, sounds just like me. Okay. Yes. I think I spin around to Jet, and I'm like, what is this? What?
Right, and then for your part, Paku, what do you do?
Well, I am always looking for a way out of something. So I'm looking around to try to see where the door is. And I happen to see that Jet is a little bit farther away from the door. So I'm going to start inching my way over there while everyone else is confused.
Sounds good. And Jet, for your part, what do you do?
I would draw my blaster and my character, well, and I think through the problem, but I also would engage in dialogue first. So I would be exactly like Kig. I'm gonna this random Bothan, who are you? And I don't know if she's interested in responding to that question, but, with a blaster pointed at you, I hope that, that might encourage you to respond with some honesty here.
Look, I just wanted to see what you guys were doing. I'm just somebody who's been pretty bored on Sullust, and I noticed that you guys were up to something. So, look, I don't want to cause any trouble. Just a little curious what's going on here.
Okay, fair enough. But you are also a trespasser on my ship, and I
a trespasser
have
with
no
my
reason
look.
to trust you.
No,
We are also in a bit of a predicament here. We are caught in the tractor beam of the Imperials, and so there, I can't be dealing with you and the Imperials at the same time. So either are you willing to help us out, or do I need to put you in one of these crates as well?
Well, listen, I don't have any reason to trust you. I don't know what you're doing. So either you tell me what you're doing. Obviously, I'm not going to get off the ship because here we are in this tractor beam. So just tell me what's up.
Okay, pause. This is perfect. Now, we have 2 statements of purpose here. And the great thing about this game is that it provides us an excellent mechanic to resolve this without having to just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So you guys are going to participate in a duel of wits. And you've both just issued your body of argument without me even telling you to. So the way that this works is you state a body of argument. Now, Jet, let me just make sure that we've phrased your body of argument well.
Sure.
You want help from this person in getting out of this situation, or she's going back into a crate. So you want her to help.
Yeah.
And then Paku, you want to know what they're doing in order to help, or you're going to refuse that and make them figure out what to do. So you want to know what they're doing.
I want to know what they're doing, but I don't necessarily want to help. I'm just
But you
curious.
don't necessarily want to help. Okay. Yep. That I think that makes sense. And so there can be agreement at the end of a duel of wits, but for the most part, you're trying to win your side. And I think we can agree that Jet wouldn't want to tell anybody else what they're doing because it's a secret mission. And on the same turn, Paku wouldn't want to just give up for nothing, and definitely doesn't want to help them without knowing anything about what's going on. So, so here's how it works. Now, we are going to do a set of volleys. We have 3 volleys that we're going to go through, and then the argument's over, and that's it. So there are 3 times for you to be able to try and present your case and win the argument. And the way it works is this: you can pick attack actions, verbal attack actions, and those actions are to make a point, to dismiss the other person's point, and then some special ones that are like feinting, like trying to change the subject or do something, you know, trying to lie your way through the situation, or inciting the person into just a straight up fist fight or a brawl. Probably not the best idea for Paku here, and I think Jet's got the upper hand. So I'm gonna guess inciting is off the table for everybody in this one. If you choose not to attack, you have to choose to do a defense action, which is to avoid the topic entirely, to obfuscate your situation, to try and lie your way through something, or to cover up some piece of information about yourself, or to offer a rebuttal. Okay. Now these things are happening basically at the same time. So you're going to declare which one of those actions you commit to before the volley. Then we're going to resolve that particular volley, and then we'll do a second round, resolve that volley, and then we'll do a third round, resolve that volley, and essentially whoever scores the most out of these. So it's a 2 out of 3, like a rock paper scissors, right? Where you know, best 2 out of 3 wins the argument. Okay. So again, their point for the attack actions, it's point or dismiss. And then for the defense actions, it's avoid, obfuscate, or rebuttal. And then the special actions is feint or incite. We're going to avoid incite because that just won't really stand, but you know. So each one of the types has a particular role that's associated with it. So we're going to do the first volley, and then you guys are going to kind of pick, and I'll tell you what the mechanic of it is. So essentially, you're going to pick what you want to do for this first volley, and then I'm going to let Kig get involved in the second volley, because Kig's still kind of like staring at himself, trying to figure out what's going on, and Jet now has a blaster out. So Kig, you can help into it in the next volley.
Sure. And
so you pick your
action. I have a blaster also, but I don't have it out yet.
That's true. So you guys who are doing it, pick your action, and then we'll reveal the action at the same time. And now you do need to speak the part. You don't have to be like totally eloquent like your character. So your character might completely fall on their face, and you might make a great point, but the dice say that they failed at it, or the other way around, where you just kind of state the point and it's not super eloquent, but your character rolls really, really well and does fantastically at it and wins the volley. Okay. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay. So for the first volley, and I'll start with Jet, and then I'll take Paku's action. So Jet, what are you doing for the first volley?
I'm gonna do a verbal attack and point.
Okay. And Paku?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So
that's fine.
I guess I can't.
No, that's good. No, you can. Yeah, you can both. You're both. So we're
both aggressive.
You're both attacking. You're both coming out with the gloves off. So if we look through the point, you're going to use one of the following tests. You either have to use your coarse persuasion, which is a will skill. You have to use interrogation. You have to use oratory, persuasion, poisonous platitudes, rhetoric, or sinner's debate. And I think you guys don't have any of the oratory skills, so it's going to be just a coarse persuasion, which means you're going to roll your will. And if anybody had chosen defense, they would have gotten a bonus to kind of like a doubling of their defense skill in this particular case. But this is you guys are both just going to kind of point fingers at each other and start. So Jet, what are you saying to Paku for this round?
So I am saying that, okay, look, we are in quite a situation here. And if you do not help us, we're all going to get captured by the Empire, and it's going to be game over for all of us. So, I don't have to share with you anything, but if you want to survive this just as much as we do need your help.
Okay, well, Paku? Listen, like I said, I'm a sentry and I have some keen observation skills. Okay. So I was just at my post and I was noticing that you guys were smuggling something out of the planet. I know Sullust very well. I see everything. And I know that you guys were doing something suspicious. So, I don't think you have the upper hand here. You guys came onto our planet and you were taking something off the planet. It seemed kind of suspicious.
Okay, so now you're both going to roll your will skill or your will attribute. Will stat. There we go. I'll get the right word in a minute.
Okay. Should I tell you what my roll was?
So, Angela, you got your results?
Yeah, so I've so since I'm new to this, I have B3, so that means I have 3 die.
You roll 3 dice. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I can't bring in my observation skill at all to add another die.
This case, well, yeah, I'm going to let you fork it in because that's you made a keen observation and you know that they're in a position about this. So yeah, I think it works.
All right. Well, I rolled 4 and I got a 6, a 4, a 6, and a 1.
Oh my goodness! So 3 successes. Jet,
I got a 6, a 5, a 3, and a 1.
So Paku definitely won that round of the debate. She made a very good point, and Jet feels a little cowed because he does not have the upper hand. Now, you guys pick the second volley, and then Kig, if there is anything that you can contribute to the argument, this would be the time that you might think about doing that.
Is this a good... I know my number one, I'm trying to get my sheet here. I know my number one belief is that no one can find out about my Jedi past. But under the circumstances, I would not feel any sort of ethical problem whatsoever attempting some sort of mind trick. I don't know. However, she does not seem weak-willed or weak-minded or any of that as well. So I don't know. But is it worth a shot? I don't know how that would work in this or if that would not come into play here.
Well, with the telepathy skill, you could probably use it to soothe the situation a little bit. And I would say make any obstacle that she's facing one greater by either improving Jet's manner of speaking or making hers a little bit weaker.
That's a tough call. Which one would be my priority? I'd probably go with boosting him in this case a little bit, just because it seems to be going her way. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys pick your next volley, and before we get to you, I'm going to go over to Sue's situation.
Sitting out there just like looking at his watch, like
just twiddling my thumbs.
Currently, you are watching. You're watching them just slowly tractor beam into the Star Destroyer, and the Imperials come back over the comms to you and ask, "Is there anything that you need help with?"
Oh,
yep, that's it. They're just waiting.
Yeah.
I didn't think you saw me out here.
No, I don't need any help. I just fixed up this bad boy, just making sure all the buttons are working and, just making sure it does well in idle mode. Cause I'm just out here, just hanging out, just making sure everything's working I'm all good.
Real fine here. Real fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Nothing to see here. Yeah.
So the Imperial comms come back over and say, "You are free to leave whenever you would like. Please make sure that is sooner rather than later. Thank you."
Copy that. Yeah. I may need to grab a few things before I leave. But I will be well on my way. So don't Nothing to worry about here.
Excellent. I think they're gonna ignore you for a moment, but you don't have long. So hanging out is not gonna work for too long. Okay, so second volley with Paku and Jet. What do we have? Paku, I'm gonna have you call first since you won the last round.
Well, at this point, I think this gang is pretty useless to me, and I've been inching my way close to the door, and I want to go check out the rest of the ship and see if I can figure out what else is going on, if I can gather any clues. So kind of like changing the subject almost.
Okay. All right. And then so avoiding the topic.
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay. And then Jet.
So I was going to attack and dismiss her former argument.
All right. Going for the big guns. So, so dismiss is typically like the end of an argument, but you can technically dismiss kind of anytime you want to. So you're saying that no, it's fine. So Jet is saying that doesn't even hold, and he's going to just go on the attack again.
Yeah, because I mean, we might have been doing some shady stuff, but again, there are way bigger issues to deal with right now, and what we're doing is frankly none of your business.
And stowing away on our ship is pretty shady too.
Yeah,
and stealing my identity.
So
and anyone who sees the two of us is going to wonder why I look like a fun-sized version of myself.
I would say you can actually fork etiquette into this because it's very, it's obviously wrong of her to be on the ship, right? That's definitely a breach of etiquette.
So I can fork that one into mine, right? And then and then Kig is backing me up here too.
Yep, and Kig is back. Kig is using his to back you up.
So I get 2 additional.
Correct. And you also get because you are using it as a skill, you get 2 extra dice as well. So you're going to be rolling your will, and so you get on top of everything that you have 2 more dice.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand why, but I like that.
Yeah, it's because you were saying nope, this is the end, no more.
Okay. Well, and I mean my character, his background is like, I mean, he knows how to talk, and he's got the etiquette, and he wants to just
feeling confident, huh?
All right.
I just remembered that you're Chiss. For some reason, I forgot that, but that's a cool little
tall, intimidating. Shouldn't be thwarted by a 5'6" Bothan over there.
And meanwhile, she's there wondering why I'm off to the side here, like waving my hand in the air like some idiot. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's a fly."
But she's having trouble not doing it herself too, because she's still kind of
what is this?
What is going on here? Okay, so so here's how it's going to work then. The avoid, you're going to state your case for it. And then you're going to subtract, you're going to roll for your will, and then you're going to subtract those successes from the opposed action. So Jet is going to roll for his, for all of his, but then you are going to subtract. Now, if you can get him down to 0, then he hasn't won, and he hasn't won this round. And that will be pretty catastrophic for a dismiss, because like he's just saying the argument's over. This is what's going to happen. And if you can successfully avoid it, then that'll work. Okay. I will allow you to use your observation on this as well, because you are trying to move your way out of the conversation, and that's going to cause some distraction to everyone while they're trying to make their arguments. So Jet, you get to go first. What is your argument to dismiss?
So basically what I said, we have bigger fish to fry. We have to deal with the Empire, and frankly, it's none of your business to know what we're doing. And you're the stowaway on my ship, so you have no actual right to know what we're up to.
All right, and then Paku, what's she's saying as she's moving away?
Yeah. Okay.
She's just like completely not even engaging. Okay. Sure. All right. Everybody roll.
I have already rolled.
All right.
Me too.
I can tell that Father Andrews went well. What did you get?
I got 4, 6, 6, 6, 4, 2, 2, 3. So 5 hits.
Wow. Nice. And Paku?
And I got 4 hits out of 4.
Oh my gosh, really?
Kig, your Jedi mind trick, was the clutch there.
That was the save right there. So yeah, Paku, as you're edging towards the door,
wow,
you're very clearly stopped by the just sheer presence of this Kiss speaking to you. Yeah, he's got a blaster drawn, but you're not. This is not uncommon for you. You've dealt with this before. But something about the way that he's saying this, you realize that it's really important that what they're doing they need to succeed at whatever they're doing. And so you're interested in getting away, but you're also now really feeling like there is something important to what they're doing, not just that they're a ragtag band of, whatever. All right. So volley 3, and this decides it. Who obviously there's going to be some concessions because the two of you guys have made a good set of arguments against each other.
So that dismiss wasn't the end. We still got to do another.
It wasn't
volley.
the end. Yep, you guys are going to do one more volley because it wasn't a decisive victory and it didn't completely clear the field. So we've got one more now, and so you have to pick for your volley 3. What are you going to do?
I am going to because
Wait, Father Andrew, do you have yours?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Because I think people can't be easily trusted, but at the same time, I have been captive before. I'm going to use those observation skills again to see how important this seems to be for this person, this Chiss. And I'm going to make another point. And I'm going to, do I have to say that? Do I have to speak that now?
No, so you're going to make a point, and yeah. I'll take your point in just a minute. And Jet?
I'm just going to move to dismiss the argument. Like,
again?
Doing
the final.
We're done.
We're done. All right.
This is my ship.
Okay, so what is Paku's point?
Listen, I can tell that this is whatever this is. It's important to you. I didn't mean to, crash your party or anything. But hey, I've been in tough situations before. Just give me some kind of clue, something. Just maybe I'll be enticed to help you guys. But I can't do that unless you tell me something.
All right. And then Jet.
Okay. Well, I still am not willing to share with you what we are up to, but needless to say, this is what we are doing has galaxy-wide consequences.
Yeah, there you go. Consequences. Yeah.
So, if you prove your worth and you can help us get out of this situation, then maybe we can talk and see if you're trustworthy to know what we're really doing. But still, we need your help. Period.
All right. So you guys are already arriving at the at the consensus here. So that's good. All right, roll. Let's see who wins.
And do I roll the same amount as last time, or do I
there's no etiquette argument in this. So
okay,
take out one fork for the etiquette.
But like even that 2 additional at the very end, do I drop those 2 or do I keep those?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to drop those 2 as well because you made the dismiss already. So.
Okay, but Kig is still gonna wave his hand around for me.
He's still waving his hand.
Okay.
Right. I have a 6, a 2, a 5, and a 5.
Oh, she wins.
3 successes.
I've got 2 successes.
All right. Okay, so
I have to give her something.
yeah, you have to give her some piece of information, and then I think, you know, Paku knows that at some point or another there's going to have to be some situation in which she helps, although she could probably just walk out of this any way you slice it. Like, I just got on board the ship and because I saw them doing something suspicious.
I don't know if we could bargain here a little bit with just like a trust goes two ways thing. Like, you give her something if she lets us know who she really is, because she's not me.
Actually, that's what I was.
When you resolve Duel of Wits, and since this one is not like a resounding victory, like you didn't just, you know, completely trounce her in the argument, and she didn't really, like, you know, corner you into oblivion. The argument itself, you guys kind of come to a compromise, and I think that was good, because by the third volley you were both yielding a little bit in the way that you were dealing with things, and that has brought us to this point where, yes, I think Jet is going to have to give up a little bit, and Paku's also going to have to figure out how she can help. So it's a good moderator. It was excellent. Well done.
So I tell you what, Bothan, my name is Jet, and what's your name?
Well, I'm not sure if I can tell you my name, but I can show you who I actually am.
Okay, fair enough. And
so yeah,
at this point is when I'm no longer a Bothan.
All right. So before your eyes, Paku shifts into her regular form, which is this sort of I don't know. Angela,
Green
you want to
reptile.
describe it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm green reptilian. I have black eyes.
Okay.
About humanoid stature.
Yep.
So let's do it this way. If you have alien wise, or I mean, both of you, I think both Kig and Jet have some sort of like spacer.
Oh yeah,
thing.
I've got seen it all. I'm alien.
Okay.
Disparate cultures wise, I don't know if that would.
Yeah. Does Kig have seen it all too? Does he as a trait?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay, so you both know this. Okay, never mind. This is unrelated. This is not news to either of you. You saw her change, and I think you both sort of knew this was what was going on anyway, because she looked too much like Kig to be another Bothan randomly on the ship.
I didn't know you had a brother.
Well, I'd be afraid at first that she was trying to Michael Fassbender me from like was it Prometheus or something, or like just like, you're gonna knock me off, like Jet's gonna be like, weren't you shorter? But I don't actually detect any malicious intent in her, because I do have a trait or whatever for honesty and dishonesty, I think.
Yeah,
something like intuition about honesty. So she's legit. She's just shady a little bit. Guarded.
Legit, just questionable.
It's very good guarded, and she doesn't want to tell us, and we don't want to tell her.
All right. So at this point, Mon Mothma herself actually steps forward and acknowledges that it's okay, and kind of puts her hand on your blaster arm and says, "It's okay. I think we can trust her." And then she steps between the two of you, and she looks at Paku and asks, "Do you know who I am?"
I can see that you're somebody of authority on this ship. Haven't been around the galaxy too much, but who are you?
I am Senator Mon Mothma, and part of my mission here was to speak with the rebellious factions that are arising around the Empire. I can't be found here in this ship, so we need to escape. But knowing that you're a changeling, I'd like to know, how capable are you of changing into a hologram that you've seen?
Well, I can do it, but I'm not here to just do little favors for anybody. I mean, got to make it worth my while somehow.
If you can get us out of here, I can promise that we'll make it worth your while.
Okay. You're starting to talk my language.
All right. So she calls up a hologram of what looks like an Imperial you've seen Imperial spy networks before, and you've been involved with some of the kind of factions just by the nature of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that what this is a person who's part of some sort of secret organization. And Mon Mothma herself explains to you that this is an Imperial that's known to be in situations much like this one, where secrecy is important. And if you could look like her, then there is a very good chance that the Imperials would let the ship pass.
Okay. Well, I'm curious where this will lead. I'll try it out.
I mean, to sweeten the deal, I mean, if you don't do this, we're still kind of in a rough spot and going to be captured by the Empire. So, I mean, as much as you want money, and that's kind of what I want too. I think we
Listen,
need to...
I'm an Imperial citizen, and the Empire is just part of life. So, I don't know what you guys are doing, but
you would be caught with a group of rebels.
Yeah,
Guilty by
I could say
association.
that I was trying to turn you guys in. But,
on my
we'll go
ship.
for it.
Right. Butting heads is going to continue. I love it. All right, we have the most
keep an eye on her for me, would you?
Will do.
All right. Mon Mothma sends you a hologram of this person speaking so that you can kind of get her mannerisms. And then she turns back to Jet and says, we may need to open a line of communication and allow her to speak with them so that we can figure out how to leave. And then she pulls you aside a little bit more and asks, do you trust her enough to be able to do that?
We don't have a choice. I want to trust her, but she's kind of being antagonistic. So I'm willing to let her try to do this on our behalf, but I'm going to be watching.
All right. So you guys all head back to the bridge, and Mon Mothma has decided that this is the way that things are going to work out. So, Paku, for your part, if you can, what we're going to do is we're going to begin a discussion with the Imperials, and you're going to need to roll a mimicry skill.
Okay.
Mon Mothma is going to give you some assistance, so you'll have one extra die there.
Okay.
And then I'm not really sure. I don't think anybody else is going to be able to assist you on it, but I'll let you fork in your observation as well for being able to watch the hologram and try to mimic that situation through. So that'll give you those 2 extra die to the roll. The objective is going to be a 4.
Okay. So I'm rolling 6.
All right. Okay. So you guys head back to the bridge, and Jet, you kind of look around at everybody and ask if they're all ready.
Kig, are you ready?
Hail
and Mon Mothma.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then and also roll your otherness for me to see. I want to see how that does.
Rolling 7.
And remember, our hyperlanes,
we've got our trajectory
we're good.
Place,
our trajectory is all set to go. Yeah, we just need to punch.
All right. So I've got 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 6, 6.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You were way better at arguing with me than you are.
Okay. I'm gonna let it pass because it's something that you don't have to be super convincing, because you're only gonna be over for the hollow with them
the
anyway.
Hollow,
So
yeah,
it's not
okay. I got you.
You're imitating a hollow for the hollow, so 2 is satisfactory. I'm gonna let that pass. But convincing them is gonna be a little bit more complicated because you'll have to do a mimicry skill for that. Okay, so you hail the Imperial ship, and I'm gonna get to that in just a minute, but I'm gonna go one more time back over to Sue, who's now just floating around.
He's sleeping.
What is happening? So you get one more hail from the Imperials, and they say, we're going to have to ask you to either dock with us, land on the planet, or leave. Your choice.
Yeah. And what where am I in respect to their ship? Can I see just the exterior of the ship? I'm like, I have visuals on the tractor beam and all that.
Yes. Yeah, you can see it, and they're still being pulled in. It's not. It's like a slow process, but
it's a slow burn.
That's a powerful tractor beam.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I need to get back down. You see, to that tractor beam. And I'm trying to help a buddy out. So if you just do me this solid, I need to head back down there. You know, he's in a dicey situation. You know, I just got this ship fixed. I want to show off a little bit. Let me just get down there.
The Imperial officer this?
I'm telling them, yeah. But I'm using. But I'm going to ask the Imperial officer something. Can I do that?
Yeah,
I'm going to ask him something. It's like, listen, this is a pretty cool ship I got here, right? Would you agree? I mean, at least
that's an old Edda class, right?
Yeah, but the paint job's nice.
Yeah,
it's yellow, bright yellow. Okay,
it's a classic.
Listen, what if I told you I could go wizard on this thing, and if I can get down to that tractor beam and with a dozen spins, will you just like look the other way? I do have a gambling skill, so we can wager this if we need to. But if you don't seem too impressed about this, like we can wager this. If I can't get down there and a dozen spins, you can have this ship.
Oh man,
this is so much better than the thing in Solo when they're getting at the checkpoint, like looking around.
Yeah.
You hear silence, you hear radio silence for just a moment, and he says, "Okay, I want to see this."
All right.
I was secretly hoping, Thomas, and you hear, Vader breathing, like, who is this?
Who is this? I recognize this ship.
No, he wants to see it. So, all right, piloting skill. Let's see it.
Piloting skill. All right.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm gonna set the objective to 3.
To 3, okay.
Yeah.
And does my gambling add anything to this? Since this is technically I'm wagering my ship.
Forking gambling in on piloting. Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's relevant.
They go together most of the time in Star Wars.
Okay, so how many am I rolling then?
So you roll your piloting skill plus the 1.
So piloting skill is 5. So I'm rolling, and then plus 1 is 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rolling 6, and you said objective of 3.
Objective of 3. Now you just wagered your ship on this. I'm pointing this out.
I have a 6, a 5, a 5, a 3, a 2, and a 4.
All right. Nice. So you nick it. You're 12 spins in by the time you get down to the track.
I went wizard.
And you hear over the comm button comes on and he goes, wizard.
Nice.
And this puts you very close to the ship as you see all of them plus another figure in the cockpit, like beginning to hail the Imperials one last time. So here we go. For the final test, with Mon Mothma's help, Paku is going to contact the Imperials and convince them that she's on a secret mission, or turn the whole crew in. We'll see how it happens.
So I already rolled, right? So now I'm just
okay. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So the objective was a 4.
Okay. 6, 5, 4, 4, 2, 1, and 4.
Excellent. So you open the comms to the Imperials, and you have disguised yourself as this shady Imperial character. What do you do?
Hello. This is Commander
Anja. That's there you go.
Commander Anja. This crew has some flammable items on board that are required for Imperial activities, and therefore they need to leave immediately.
Sorry, you rolled well enough. You don't have to state it perfectly. I just wanted to make sure that you were going through with the plan and not like backstabbing them in the middle of it.
I was kind of nervous there for a second.
She just goes rebels and then turns the camera.
hold up a little sign.
Closing credits, and now what are we gonna do? All right, so you are convincing enough. You mimic the motions of this figure, Commander Anja, enough, and there's a brief moment of silence, and then the Imperials come back and say, "We're sorry, Commander. We didn't realize that this was a mission that you were on board for. Apologies for our delaying you. You are free to go." And the tractor beam releases.
Punch it, Chewie.
Right.
And Andrew's out of here really fast.
Yep.
So you guys all clear the blockade far enough away to jump to hyperspace, and you are free and moving away. And as you are moving away, Mon Mothma pats you on the shoulder, Jet, and says, "Thank you for that," and then looks very intently at Paku and says, "You've done a great job, and you've kept the rebellion alive. I very much appreciate it. I'd love to have a discussion with you about future possible involvement with us."
Okay.
And then before she leaves, she stops for just a moment and turns around and looks at Kig and asks, "How hard would it be for us to navigate to Dantooine unnoticed?"
No one knows the way better than me. That's why.
All right, and that's where we're gonna call it. I think that is a.
Wait, Sue radios in is like, "I knew you guys could do it."
Thanks for
I was right behind
confidence.
you. I was right behind you.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm sweating here because when you right up to when you said Mon Mothma turns to Kig, I'm like, she's gonna be like, in a couple of years, I might have just the mission for you and some other Bothans.
Like, do you have any Bothan friends?
Like, what could go wrong? You know,
all right. So, okay. So pausing there. And this is an interesting one because we had a lot of character versus character in the thing. So, votes. Our votes are in for. We have a most valuable player. So who do we feel was the most valuable player? I'll talk them all off really quickly, and then we'll do them. So we have the most valuable player. We have the player who was there in a pinch, who had the right skill at the right time. We have the. I am going to award one, and you guys can tell me if you agree. I think the humor effect goes to Andrew for that 12 spin people on the ship.
Yes,
I think we can all agree that's worth at least a fate point. So definitely, Andrew, you get one fate point for that. But so let's go MVP, workhorse, and then if you guys would like to award anything for people completing their beliefs. I don't know who played to their beliefs strongly. I know that Kig challenged his beliefs in this one by using the Force. So that was an interesting, but it might also dovetail into something else. So yeah, it might not have worked, but it did. I thought it was a pretty significant play. So do you guys have an MVP choice?
I would vote for Paku.
Same.
She's the reason that we successfully got out of that situation.
Okay, all right. So Paku, fate point for Paku for this round.
Cool, thanks.
And then workhorse, who had the right skill, right time.
Paku. I was gonna vote for Kig because of that Jedi trick that won the role.
That he was the reason I won that one volley.
All right. Yeah,
Doing what
definitely.
I can.
All right, so another fate point for Kig there.
All right.
And then I really appreciated the way that Jet played. So I'm actually going to throw a fate point to Jet as well for that verbal dispute was good. And I think running the dismiss early was a risky maneuver, but
I really enjoyed that
very well.
Angela, we've never had that kind of a argument before, so that was really fun.
We should have a future show where the two of you like just pick different sides of a debate and just like go for it.
Well, and that's one of the things I love. So a lot of people ask, why role play? Why do people get into this? And that right there is exactly one of the things that I think is so beautiful about it, because it's not an interaction that you would necessarily have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it brings out a different side of you, and it can really make you appreciate the person more, having that different side of them. So I remember when I was in college, one of the times that we were gaming, I had two players that their characters were just complete polar opposites. One was very lawful, one was very chaotic, and they got into it one day, and the two of them were yelling at each other. Like the players were like yelling at each other in character. And then we ended the session, and they looked at each other and they go, "Man, that was intense." Like they had not been in control. Like it was about to come to blows, and they would have gone for it. It's just, I was like, okay, all right, we had a good gaming session, guys.
Well, and I mean, to jump off that, not to get too kind of meta or philosophical even, but I mean, that's helpful just in our human relationships to try to like understand where other people are coming from. And especially as, you're trying to interact and be charitable to someone who doesn't think the way that you do. This is a cool way to kind of, have it set in Star Wars. So there's no real stakes. And yet you still have to kind of learn, like, this isn't necessarily what I would do, but this is what my character would do. And so it helps that.
I love to do that with like teens in the classroom sometimes, and I don't usually plan it. It just normally happens, but that like, they're not really grasping something and they'll trot out some sort of like answer that's, it sounds right, but it's not really deep. And I'll just go at them with like and it's so funny to see them. They're like, well, you can't do that. And there was one I was using once where I'm like, why can't I just steal this homeless man's blanket if I'm cold? And they're like, you can't do that. I'm like, what do you mean I can't? I just did, and like, and they get so like nervous about it, but it is fun to find those ways to kind of, explore those deeper connections that, you wouldn't normally.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah. Just going back to like beliefs, and like we were always cognizant of our characters' beliefs, but like in real life situations, it's good to kind of pause and be like, okay, what are this person's core beliefs, and how can I appeal to that?
Yeah,
definitely. And I think, I love making a story like this because it helps you realize, what goes into creating a story set in another place and another time. And you can't always write about people that are just like you. Sometimes you have to kind of step outside of yourself and think about that person and give them some real bones so that they can really move around.
Yeah.
And Andrew, I was trying to get Sue involved as much as I could, so I'm glad you stepped up with that with that gamble at the end.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but that was fun.
That was awesome. I think you had one of the favorite lines last time from the last one was the pork. Like we're just carrying some salted pork.
Yeah, some salted pork.
So I have a feeling this might go over that well again.
the comic relief over there.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm saying we have put a bow on this, and we might play again sometime, but we've got it definitely, I think, wrapped up at a nice little spot here, so that if it needs to wait a couple months for us to do Kenobi and come back to it and revisit it, it's there for one of our episodes, one of our pocket episodes, if we need to just throw this team back together.
Speaking of that, can I make a plug for one of the things that's upcoming?
Absolutely.
So I have been in touch with John Jackson Miller. So he is the author of Kenobi. And we are going to be very blessed to be able to interview him on the podcast right before the Kenobi show debuts on Disney Plus. So,
that's phenomenal.
Of course, we won't be talking the Kenobi show, but we will be talking his book, the Kenobi book, and his involvement in Star Wars. And the reason that I bring that up is, of course, to hopefully draw you in to listen to that episode, but also listeners, we would welcome questions from you. If you have questions for John Jackson Miller, we will do our best to kind of combine those and throw those into the interview as well. So definitely, if you are a fan of his work and have a question for him that you'd like us to ask, just email us at starwars@sqpn.com. And that interview is happening mid-May, so you've got about a month before that goes live. So that is super exciting coming up.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that. That's really cool. I'm intrigued. Well, I'd like to know how much. I know we're not going to get spoilers from him, but I'd like to know how much involvement he had in the show and whether or not the show is like bringing the book from Legends into
my gut reaction would be he probably doesn't have anything to do with the show, but I'm hoping they pull from the novel into the show.
Anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So
there's definitely some, it ties in so much to just even stuff they revealed in the teaser trailer with that idea of the Jedi code being the itch you can't help but scratch, so he's in that book, he's very much trying to hide, but he has to help people. And,
Yeah.
Good deal. Any final thoughts about the RPG, about doing the Star Wars stuff?
I want to see where we go next. There's some
we'll
unresolved tensions, and I still don't trust this changeling who, by the way, we still don't know her name. I mean, meta, we know her name, but like our characters still don't know her name. So
that's right.
She hasn't revealed herself, so that's good. I think it's really cool that you see the realities of a team coming together here, where it's that everybody's butting heads, not really sure of where they stand, but if we put you through enough of a tumbler, I have a feeling that this will shake out to be a really good team that has some really interesting stories.
I feel like Pig and I have a rapport that's a little bit closer than everybody else.
Well, you've been you've been on the ship a little while together, so that makes sense.
Right. And that's I'm on my own thing starting to get a little challenged because I haven't been once this whole time. So
there you go.
Got to make some decisions.
Alrighty, well, that is it from us. Thanks for listening to us as we tell a new story in the Star Wars universe, and we get to create it as we go. If you get a chance to follow us on oh my gosh, I lost my place now. Be sure to subscribe to the show in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or the SQPN YouTube channel. Make sure that you share the show with anybody that you think might be interested. I know that this has gotten some new listeners from the RPG side of things, and they've been intrigued about the fact that, one, we're Catholic, all of us, which I thought was really cool, and then two, that we do a Star Wars podcast, and so they've started listening to some of the other episodes as well. So that's it's kind of a new ground. So if you know somebody who's into RPGs but maybe not necessarily the podcast in general, share this with them, see if they might be interested in some of the other stuff we're doing. Also, if you would like to find any of the previous episodes or any other episodes, then please do visit sqpn.com/Star Wars. So that's it from us. Until next time, Father Andrew, thank you for joining me for The Secrets of Star Wars.
Jet checking out.
And Angela Sealana, thank you for joining me as well.
This was fun.
Mike Creavey, thank you.
Can't wait till next time.
And Andrew Hermiz, I appreciate you being here.
I thank you for being such a great game master. This was awesome. Yeah. This was really fun.
Yes.
All right. And finally, I am Thomas Sanjurjo. Thank you for sharing with us the secrets of Star Wars.